What is going on, killers, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, it has been too long since we've worked on this car, and it's time to get down to business with this little project, this little doozy here. So let me show you what I got going on. Now, what you guys might not know about this car is that I've raced it full weight. The only thing I've ever done was take the back seat out. I've not done any weight reduction to this car. So I've already kind of started. I wanted to have a plan before I brought this video to you of what I was going to do. So I already took the rear bumper cover off, which is not very hard. It's a couple screws behind here, a couple snaps and tugs, and it comes right on out. So I kind of besides the rear seat, I kind of stripped the trunk. These are the side panels right here. They're over there. They don't really weigh. Well, they do kind of weigh a little bit, but not real much. Not a lot. I never really thought about taking them out. But that is all going to be gone. Basically, what we're going to do here is, never mind how dirty this car is. From this section of the car on back, we are going to take as much weight out of this thing as possible and do some rear suspension upgrades, and we have to drop the fuel tank. So with that being said, yeah, I had to take the taillights out to get the bumper off. I'm gonna go up in here, probably take the speakers out. This is a base model car, so the audio system is garbage, to say the least. There's a couple other things I'm going to kind of explore and see what I can delete and what I can't delete. But I'm not going to hide anything from you guys. This is like legit. I'm sharing the whole journey with you. There is not going to be any secrets. I don't care about the grudge bullshit. Excuse my language. But I'm over it, because without you seeing exactly what I do, the information and entertainment purpose is not there. So what's the point of you even watching this video if I'm not going to show you exactly what I did? All right, so let's get to it. Well, first things first, this crash bar's got to go, and I'm replacing it with a lightweight bumper support. So we'll get started on that. I think this is just a good tug. That was easy enough. And we got to get the impact and some sockets, take that off. Well, the next thing to go is the axle back, because I'm going to dump the exhaust right before the axle for more weight reduction, because race car. But before I take the axle back off, I'm going to go for the low-hanging fruit. So pretty much anything in the trunk that I can get out. Pile's getting bigger. All right, trunk is pretty bare at the moment. Now you see that stuff right here, all that goop, that's like some sort of sound deadener or something like that. Same thing over here. Move this out of the way. Everything useful down there. This stuff right here is like sound deadener. You just, you know, the easiest thing to do is to get a torch and a metal scraper and just go to town. Then afterwards clean up all the mess with like some goop gone, or, you know, adhesive remover, all-purpose cleaner, whatever. So I will do that, but I'm not going to do that on camera because that's torture for you guys. But there's a couple things that I'm curious about. I've consulted with Ken at HPR about this right here, this bracket. That right there is like some sort of a control module. I just don't see it necessary to have that bracket right there. I want to see if, like, maybe I can, oops, want to see if maybe I could do something to reduce some of the real estate that it's taking up. That's got to go right there. Same thing, there's some on this side. There's a couple wires that's not going to be needed anymore. I'm just going to kind of clean up the wiring harness as I go. But yeah, weight reduction on the rear is going pretty good so far. Got to get these speakers out.
I don't know how intimate I'm going to get. There's just like some sheet metal that's just pointless.
that I could probably clean up, like just like that random tab right there that was for the side covers. I could take a grinder, cut some of this stuff off. I know it's a lot of nothings, but once you get like a 5-gallon bucket full of nothings, it adds up to something. And when you're in the NA game, ounces matter, believe it or not, how silly that sounds. All right, my good buddy Chris, Cooler 731 has just verified that this is the taillight controller module for the LEDs. I'm going to relocate it because that bracket is a little much for me. I just don't see the point of having that bracket. Like I said, might not be much, but it's something. I'm going to safely relocate this, but just in case it's tender, because it does say scrap if drop, which a lot of body modules do, I'm going to put this off to the side so it doesn't get damaged, but we are going to relocate it somewhere in that area there without that bracket. Put this off to the side with the rest of the pieces, parts, and the taillights. Next thing to go, guys, is going to be the antenna. I'm going to order a cap, like the Cobra Jet cap that goes in the place of the antenna. All of that is, you see that? It's a lot of wire that equals to something, so that'll be the next thing to go. For those of you that always wondered how to get this off, they make a tool for it, but I'm using these. And all I'm going to do is just stick it in the holes across from each other. And, just basically the righty tighty lefty loosey crap. Alright, killers, while I have the rear bumper cover off, I'm going to do 2 visual mods, or aesthetic mods, however you want to say it. Since I'm dumping the exhaust and I'm no longer running an axle back, I want to cut this section out. So basically, I'm just going to get my Dremel and follow that body line all the way around, because quite honestly, that just the holes, empty holes, is gonna look odd to me. I don't like the way it looks whenever somebody just leaves it alone. And then I have something that I've always wanted to do, finally have the opportunity to do it, and I'm going to show you real quick. It's in this box here. RTR license plates around. This is probably one of the sickest aesthetic mods that you can do to one of these cars. It just, I don't know what it is about just having 2 holes on the side of your license plate, but looks pretty sick. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and with the magic of editing, I'm going to, voila, all cut out at the bottom. Got the RTR license plates around installed. I'm excited to get it back on the car. So let's keep this ball rolling. I don't want to get my ADHD all in a tizzy and get sidetracked. I'll end up reorganizing my toolboxes or something. I really need to clean up around here. It's a freaking disaster area. Yeah. All right, now we're going to get the Borla S-types off, and then we're going to start digging into the suspension parts, because we have a ton of new suspension parts on this rack here. All right, like I said before, not much weight reduction. I just took the back seat out. All them seat belts and all the hardware and brackets, the latches and stuff like that, they're all still there. That's all got to come out. The rear seat belts got to come out. The rear speakers have got to come out. So I'm going to get to work on that. Pile is for sure getting bigger. Whew. And that's just the stuff that's not going back on the car.